September the 7th, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom number 1. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fay. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. I'd better not show any signs of weakness today or he'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fay, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then. If we may call a first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. I think this voice fits him better. The body was found by this window here. And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the Finca found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon even in the girl's hands, sir. The court accepts the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue. Alright, floor plans. Now, detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fay, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. Maya Fay's arrest. Witness testimony. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were two people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fay, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fay. Why? We had a witness account describing her. Witness account. The witness saw Miss Maya Fay at the very moment of the murder. The very moment, you say? Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh. Smack. Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in the witness's testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. Should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give this a try. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. Alright. Sure. You rushed to the scene. There were two people there already. Yep, that's true. The lawyer immediately arrested. Yep, he did. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw her at the very moment of the murder. Let me press on that. Hold on just 1 second. Yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly what about this suspicious woman in pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Miss May isn't suspicious and she sure isn't pink, Paul. Well, I guess she is pink. That's enough. Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes. Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. That was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How you like that? That's my hard evidence. Gumshoe, you know that like one of the basics of those kind of murders is writing someone else's name with the blood of the victim with her finger on a piece of paper or somewhere near her, right? You do know that's one of the basics, and I wouldn't consider that hard evidence. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Your Honor, why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time? I know I'm really embarrassed I forgot about it, Your Honor, sir. Try to be more careful. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Alright. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. Found a memo written on a piece of paper. Yep, that's true. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. That's true as well. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Yep, fair enough. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Sure. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Let me press you on that. Detective Gumshoe, do you get a lot of cases where the victims actually write the killer's name? Sure, it happens all the time in books and the movies. This isn't a movie, Detective. Oof. Let's talk about reality, shall we? Oh, I guess I haven't heard of many cases, no. Don't you find it a little odd that the victim would write down a name? Especially the name of her own sister? Yeah, actually you got a point, pal. Stop right there. The witness's opinion on the matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim wrote down the name of the accused. The victim told us the name of her killer. Order. That didn't go so well. That's right, what he said. That's his whole testimony. Okay, there has to be a contradiction there somewhere. Let's find it. There wasn't really. Let me have a look. Got the autopsy report. Death was instantaneous, single blunt force of trauma. All of that matches, that doesn't matter. Holds a conversation between the chief and Maya. Okay. Broken remains of a glass light stand. Don't think that matters. Okay. That's not useful for a contradiction. Let me have a look at these plans. Well, I don't think there's a contradiction here directly. I'm still wondering why so much of the left side of the room is so messed up. I might need that later, but I don't see it useful right now. Let me just have a look right here. I mean, no, it clearly doesn't. How exactly are that evidence to the statement just now related? They aren't, are they? Nope, not at all. Mr. Wright, please think the facts over before making accusations. Okay. I don't think that won me any points of the judge. Alright, so you lose sort of health points, I guess. Or let's just call it credibility. When you make a wrong assumption or a wrong connection somewhere. Okay. I mean, that's sure. Sure. Yep. I mean, we already pressed him on that. That's pointless. Tell me more about this. On which hand was the bloody finger, detective? The right hand. She was right-handed. Ha ha ha, nice try. I guess it wasn't too hard to see what I was getting at there. Okay. Then let me have a look at those lab results. Let me hear more about those lab results. What kind of tests were these again? Huh? What kind? Oh, well, I hear to take the little bits in the blood, the hemoglobins, hemoglobin, bobbin. I refuse to testify on this matter, Paul. I'm no expert on blood tests. Yes, that was quite clear. You may continue with your testimony. Thanks, Paul. I mean, Your Honor, sir. Detective Gumshoe. Yeah? I look forward to your next evaluation, as should you. Oh, that was a mess. Right, where was I? I mean, yeah, clearly, maybe it's under clearly, because it wasn't clear. It was sort of messed up a bit. But I don't think that would be that much of a contradiction. Do you have proof it was Mia who wrote that? Of course I do, Paul. Uh-oh, you sounded pretty confident. This might not be good. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. It just goes back. I mean, show me the proof then. Yep, you examined it with your own eyes. Found a memo. Come on. Just because you found it next to the body doesn't mean the victim wrote it. Ho ho, then who did write it, Smarty Pants? The killer, you idiots. Who? I did. The killer. Anyone can see that. Ho. You're saying the killer wrote her own... Oh god. God damn it. Buddy, please. She was framed. Hold on. If that's the case, where's your evidence? I guess that was a bit of a tall order for you. Those without evidence shouldn't open their mouths, Mr. Wright. Yeah, Paul. Well, detective, tell us what was written on that memo you found. Okay. So I've pressed him on all of it. I mean, I can press him on that one as well. And, did you find any evidence? Now, don't jump the gun on me, pal. Just listen, I'm getting to the good part. I got a bad feeling about this. Yeah. So do I. Yep. Lab test results. Blood found in the victim's finger. Victim wrote the killer's name. That's his whole testimony. There has to be a contradiction there somewhere. I mean, there's absolutely no contradiction in there. Whatever, God. Time of death was 9 PM. He didn't mention the time of death, so that's not an issue. Let me just read that message. Yeah, what's up? Haven't called in a while. Something I want you to hold on to me. The clock, it tells you the time. Not working. Take the clockwork out, put some papers inside instead. Papers are the evidence. Can I actually check the evidence? I can't, obviously. Okay. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. Yep, he did that. That's not a contradiction. He's found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. He did find that. That is definitely what he found. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. It was. I mean, I know he said it wasn't very well written, but that clearly says Maya. You can't just turn it another way to make it say something different. It clearly says Maya. He's right. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. I know nothing about that. I can't contradict that. They may well do, and it may well be her blood. There's blood found on the victim's finger. Apparently. You can't contradict that. Why wouldn't there be? Before she'd... Oh! Nope. Yeah. Nope, she didn't, because the death was instantaneous. There's the contradiction. Detective Gumshoe. There's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say that the victim Mia Fey wrote this note. That she was accusing the defendant Maya Fey. That's really what you're saying. What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? Ah, you have it backwards, detective. Backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But... No butting your way out of this one, detective. Order. The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had the time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? When? Well, the day of the murder. Because today is the day after the murder. I'm pretty sure it was the day of the murder. You're wrong there, pal. We didn't write an autopsy report till the day after. Oh, right. Oh! But didn't the safe... Wait a second, let me check that. The safe state says day 2 trial. If day 1 was the murder, which I'm going to assume it is, this safe state is evil. But he is right. I mean, the murder happened at 9 PM. Of course there wouldn't be an autopsy report on the same day. The prosecution's point being... That autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? A second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object. But there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. No way. Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? Detective's a sham. I don't know what sham means, so that's a problem. But who am I accusing? I mean, him ideally. The witness is an idiot, but it's not his fault. Mr. Edgeworth, I've heard there's nothing you won't do to get your verdict. What reason could you possibly have had to request a second autopsy report? Mr. Wright, the defense will refrain from personal attacks on the prosecution. No matter, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, say what you will, the evidence in this report is undeniable. Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts the evidence. Alright. I hope this is written exactly in these words in the autopsy report. May have lived for a few minutes after being hit. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes. Don't bow just yet. This isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent? Witness, your name, please. April May, at your service. Order. An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton thinking. Yes, Your Honor. This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Tell us, where were you on the night of September the 5th when the murder occurred? I was like in my hotel room. I checked in right after lunch. And this hotel is directly across from the Fay & Co. law offices? That's right, big boy. Please testify to the court about what you saw. It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know. And then, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with the long hair, she kind of thumped. The end, that's all I saw. Every little bitty witty. Well, Your Honor, I see. It is a remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any... Oh, wait, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright. What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? No, I didn't. Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Mia Fay's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques quite well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? Yep, I'm doing it. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. Only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination. Okay. It was like 9 at night. Like 9 at night, or was it 9 at night? Why did you do that? Huh? Why? Like, why what? Why did you look out the window? Were you expecting to see something? Hmm? Oh, well, gee. What? That's it? She can't get out of this question that easily. I sort of, I had a feeling. Oh, God. Well, I have a feeling she's trying to avoid the question. Maybe I should press a little harder on this one. Let's see how far I can run with this. Surely you must have had a reason to look out your window at that time of night? Ooh. Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness. Badgering? You insist on needling her with these trivial questions. I really don't think it should be allowed. Yeah, stop him. The poor girl. Order. Mr. Wright, you have been warned. Poor girl? What about poor me? You looked out the window. What did you see next? Alright, you did see a woman with long hair being attacked. That is fair enough. How did you see that exactly? How do you know she was the defendant? Huh? Well, she had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay? There was only one person at the scene of the crime with a short girlish figure. The testimony is bulletproof, Your Honor. No, it isn't. It absolutely isn't. He's right. No, he's not right. Hold on a minute. That testimony stinks. What? Miss May, I'm willing to bet that. Did you really see the defendant at all? Oh. Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? Yes, what is the meaning? Somebody tell me, because I'm clueless about this, I mean. Okay. If you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. Yep. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus. But... Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. I mean, we do. She was, Your Honor. I saw her, and so did Detective Grumpy Shoe, or whatever he's called, Gumshoe. So did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May? Rah, what are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? Oh, she looks so terrifying with her eyes like that. I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary, darling. Of course you didn't. Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl, I promise. Your testimony again, if you would. Damn, I almost had her. I did see everything, I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it, I did. That clock, the kind of statue clock, the thinker, I think. Why do you know it's a clock? Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you? It doesn't startle me, per se. It does surprise me, though, excuse me. I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination. Alright. Look. Dodge the first attack, yes. Yes, you saw that. Hold it. Clock? Didn't this come up in another testimony recently? Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all. No, but I have a feeling I'm onto something now. Alright, we're gonna have to present them. Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing. Revealing? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, naughty Mr. Lawyer? Phoenix is just ignoring her at this point. You just said that the statue of the thinker was a clock. But there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Oh, another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too. He was found guilty of murder. Order. Order. Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? Oh... The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. No, Edgeworth, it isn't. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. No, I will not. But question are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Whew, that was close. If you stopped me there, the trial would have been over. Huh? What? So what happens now? What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock? What? That's... because... I heard it? Yes, I heard it say the time. It's not working. So you've been to the law offices of Fay & Co. No, hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room, teehee. The law offices of Fay & Co., where the murder took place, is very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock. Oh, well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? Of course I'm not. No, Your Honor. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because it couldn't have rung. Your Honor, members of the court, it is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. It's empty. She took out the clockwork. That clock is missing its clockwork. How could you possibly? Just take a look right now. Oh, see anything interesting, Your Honor? It is as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It is as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar. Fat? Well, Miss May. Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow, he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty, as you say. It can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? I've got the evidence for that, Edgeworth. Don't even bother. If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no contradiction. That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when the clockwork was removed? Ho, impossible, of course. I have proof. What? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed is the phone. No, don't need to check it. Presenting it. Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone. Oh ho, you have a girly phone. Wait, that's not my phone. Listen, this is the defendant's cell phone and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. Order. The defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. A good detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon. I gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. I'm not. Let's hear the conversation. So you just want me to hold on to the finger for you then? If you could. I should probably tell you the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out, sorry. September the 5th, 9:27 a.m. Your Honor, I think this makes it clear the clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded. Which was well before the witness even arrived at her hotel. No? Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was it again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot. So the witness had seen it before. That would make sense. No, it wouldn't. Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright? Yes, I do. The witness claims she has seen it before, but this directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court. Well then, let's see it. Please produce this evidence that will prove the witness had not seen the clock before. It's obviously the clock itself, because it's made by my friend. Simple. This clock was never in any store, ever. What? A friend of mine made that clock. Only two exist in the world, and the one that isn't here is in police custody. Impossible. Everything is sold in stores. Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Oh, excuse is not on sale today. Oh. Oh god, she's horrifying. What's it to you, you porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die! Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm. Silly me. Did I, lose it? I guess I did. Scary. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior? Okay, this is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because... This is familiar territory. I'll just use the same approach as with Larry. Miss May, you held that very clock in her hands. Mr. Wright, when was this? When she used it to strike the victim. When else? Order. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? April May, you killed Mia Fey, I say. And when you struck, the force of the impact made the thinker ring. That's when you heard it. Wait, that doesn't work, Phoenix, for God's sake. There is no clockwork in it. How could it ring? You truly are a work of art, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What's that supposed to mean? It was you who just proved that the thinker was empty. Yeah, Phoenix, you idiot. Oh, of course it wouldn't ring. What's more, the witness has a rock-solid alibi. Miss May, perhaps you could explain to the poor misguided Mr. Wright that you were in the hotel at the time of the murder. She can't prove it. She did it. It would be my pleasure. No way. Yes way, Mr. Lawyer. What are you talking about, Phoenix? You saw her. In her hotel room. Like, I actually forgot when he was there. But I think it was 7 after 9. Sure, and Maya was there before him. Surely she couldn't have gone back to the hotel that quickly. Didn't the murder take place at 9 at night? Gee, that's the exact time I ordered some room service from the hotel bellboy. Incidentally, the bellboy corroborates the witness's story. Ergo, she was not at the crime scene. Rock solid. Oh, that's the wiretapping. So she ordered room service from Mia's room. Mr. Wright, you've just made a serious accusation against a perfectly innocent woman. Sorry, Your Honor, that didn't go so well. But if that's the case, then how does she know the thinker was a clock? Because she's been there anyway. She heard about it, sure. Wait. Your Honor, I figured it out. There's one other way Miss April May could have known it was a clock. One way alone, and I have proof. Well, proof, you say? Then the court will examine your proof, Mr. Wright. How did the witness know the thinker was a clock? The wiretapping. Have a look at this. That's... I found this in Miss May's room. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is. Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Miss Mia Fey's phone, were you not? Your Honor, this is irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which it's not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah, I think I can. It's simple. What? Here's my proof. The proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock is... well, the phone conversation, obviously. Nope. I present the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen that. Listen once more to a conversation between the defendant and the victim. Yeah, we've read that already. Yep, the Symphogy wants to hold on to it. It's a clock. It's made to look like the thinker. There you go. Miss April May, you used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong? Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May. Shut up, all of you. What gives you the right to talk to me like that? You lawyer. It's no fair. All of you ganging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad girl. Is that it? Is that it? Ah. That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Now to deal with a final blow. Why the wiretap? Because you could actually be in the room and order room service. Miss May, why did you tap her phone? Answer the question. Do I have to? Is this a murder trial? Isn't tippity tapping irrelevant? Yeah, she's saying exactly what Edgeworth wants her to say. Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant. While this court does not condone the defense's tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court? At the time of the murder, I was in my hotel room getting room service. How could I have killed her? If you don't believe me, just ask the bellboy. Well, does the defense have anything to say? Well, come on, think of something. I mean, I could do both. The thing is, who is more likely to give me what I want? I mean, the question is, is Phoenix able to figure out what I'm getting at here? Let's call the bellboy. The offense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I think you've sunken quite low enough already. I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Condition? If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that Miss April May was not the killer, thus she is innocent. And thereby you must also accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fay. That is my condition. Alright, that subsequently means that there's definitely something he doesn't want Miss May to talk about that she hasn't yet said. Better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony. Otherwise Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do? What do you mean, give up? What exactly does give up mean? Give up trying to call the bellboy as a witness? Give up to Edgeworth, like give up trying to defend Miss May? I give up? Maya's guilty? Whatever? Like, this is a very unclear option here, so I can't go for it. Alright, got nothing to lose except for, well, everything. Understood, I accept your condition. Fool. You fell right into my trap. Wait. Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand. I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'm happy to be of service. That tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony. Very good, sir. I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest Miss May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest Miss May herself. I see. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Right, I'm ready, I hope. This is it. If I can't prove Miss May was involved with the murder now, Maya will be finished. Okay. He's the head bellboy. Sure. He received a call at after 8 in the evening. Yeah, just tell me a bit more about that. Are you sure it was Miss May on the phone? Absolutely, sir. How can you be so certain? I checked Miss May in personally, sir. Not only did I see her in all her stunning radiance, but I also heard her voice. And then I saw them and the point being, I remembered her quite well, sir. Yes, what then? Alright. That's fine, generally. Precisely 9, then. Precisely, exactly, and most definitely, sir, 9 p.m. How can you be so sure? Miss May was quite insistent that it be brought then. Oh, bellboy, tihe. I'd like iced coffee at exactly 9. Something like that, sir. Therefore, I knocked on her door at the crack of 9, sir. Why would you be so particular about the time? And you delivered it to her herself. Hold on a second. You're sure it was Miss April May herself? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely? Yes, sir. As in, so very absolutely, sir. It's an endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're so very certain? Well, when I brought the room service, sir, the guests, favoured me with an embrasse, sir. Embrasse? Is that French for embrace? It is. Oh, it isn't quite. It's French for kiss, sir. But not a French kiss, sir. More of a peck on the cheek. Why would she have done that? I believe perhaps she was momentarily swayed by my prim demeanour, sir. It was a moment I shall never ever forget, sir. Sounds pretty fishy to me. I think our Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. It's no good. There's nothing there. Is that it? Finally you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. I can't let this happen, can I? Wait, please wait. Yes, does the defense have something to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question. Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, Mr. Wright. I'll give you one more question. That's all. Okay. This is really it now. This is my last chance. What do I ask him about? Oh God, what do I ask him about? Let's think about this. I could ask him about the check-in. The only real way that would be of any use, I guess, is if she's got a twin sister. Something like that. Like if she wasn't alone, but that is pretty much, that doesn't really make any sense. That being said, the room, like, it was set for 2, the table. So if she does have a twin sister, that would explain it. The bed making would be interesting as well, because if the bed has been made for 2 people, but the bed is always made the same way in a hotel room, isn't it? Well, it would depend on when she checked in. If she's been there for more than a night, the bellboy would definitely know. Would he? I think we're gonna go with check-in. The room service is pretty much useless in my opinion. It's also again a very unclear way of like, what is he gonna ask about the room service? Like the room service in general, or the room service like concerning Miss May's particular room service that night? I'm gonna go with the check-in. Might be wrong. Tell me about check-in. Tell me about when you checked in Miss May. Oh, all right. Very well, sir. My first thought was that she was a beautiful, beautiful person. She's just my type of girl, so it was a disappointment, really. I see. Excuse me, what exactly was a disappointment? Well, I'm not without charm, sir, but even I'd have little chance with her lover there. Huh. What did he say? What did you say? Rather, quite. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Did Miss May check in with another person? I object. That was objectionable. Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Oh, well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Yes, quite, indeed. It was the good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who... He asked me not to mention it if I wasn't specifically asked, sir. You fool. I've done it. I've won. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man. Correct? Yes, sir. Then when you brought them room service, you didn't see that man in the room? That's right, sir. Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright? Who is this other person? Simple. It was... the man who checked in with Miss May. Oof. Your Honor, as has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone. Yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. My, what a convenient little setup, but it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Upstarts, amateur. These accusations are ludicrous. Enough. The court acknowledges the defense's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood? Yes, Your Honor. That is all today for the trial of Maya Fay. Court is adjourned. September the 7th, 2:24 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there. Really? I think I might be your newest fan. Oh, I was just doing my job, you know. Then again, the other attorney was pretty cool too. Huh? That face of his, with his eyes wide and trembling lips. It sent shivers up my spine. If you say so. So, what happens with me? Do I get to go home now? Well... No, I don't think so. Not yet. Oh, I see. But I got a great lead in today's trial. Lead? That man with Miss May. He's the key. Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that, anyway? I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work everywhere. He's probably at the detention center now. May have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed. Yes, sir. I'm going to find out more about this man. Do you think he was the one who... Maybe so. Sis. Don't worry, I'll find him by tomorrow, I promise. I'm counting on you. I asked for a full record of April May's testimony. I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow. But now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. The victim dodged an attack, then ran to the right, but she was caught and struck. I don't know how much good this will do to me at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in that detention center, and it's up to me to set her free. To be continued.